Hello, everyone. This is the Socratic Independent. I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about the tax bill that just passed. First, I think it's important to remember how it is you do legislation, because this is kind of critical. This is a bill that's going to have major impact on everybody and on the economy in general. For something that important, you take your time. You bring in experts, independent experts. You give your legislators time to talk to their constituents, get a lot of feedback. You merge it all together, work out what is the best plan, leave it open for comment, and then you pass a bill that everybody likes, everybody wants, and it doesn't end up passing barely by the narrowest of margins. People didn't even have time to read the whole bill. And then there's this justification that all these taxes are somehow going to become debt neutral because we're going to get so much back that it's going to pay for it by itself. This is called mythical economics. I don't think it's ever worked and probably never will. It exists only in the imagination. So let's move on to the next part, the trickle-down part. Remember that? Remember how it worked with Reagan and Bush? And at least 2 times I can remember that it totally failed. Trickle-down economics, just by its very nature, cannot possibly work. What happens is you have money stashed. Companies already do this. They have money stashed offshore. They pay their executives tons and tons of money. And what's left over goes to the shareholders. Nothing trickles down. It dead ends at the shareholders. It can never, ever work. Trickle-down economics is another myth. It goes in the mythical economics book. I wouldn't suggest you fall for it. Next, I think I want to talk about the actual impact this is going to have, because I don't see it having much of an impact. People, at most, certainly if you're wealthy, it will have impact, and I don't think it's going to have much impact on corporations. The average tax rate for corporations is about 5%, and I don't think that's likely to change after all the deductions. But for average people, for working class people, if you don't end up owing money, assuming you even get a few thousand back, it's not going to radically change anyone's standard of living. This is not going to make a huge difference in people's standard of living. I just don't see how a few $1,000s is going to help you pay off your student loan, buy that house you wanted, take that trip you wanted, and really get you back on your feet if you're in trouble. This isn't the way to do it. The one thing you do need to realize, when he signed the bill, I don't know if you watched it, but he had this smug little grin on his face and said that he removed the Obamacare mandate without telling anyone. This takes away the chance for any public input, which is what I'm sure he wanted, and nobody gets to debate it. But what it means is that health insurance rates, already high, are going to skyrocket. And when I assume that they're going to go so high that they're going to wipe out any possible tax break you could possibly get. We'll see how it works out. I guess we'll get to find out. The one final thing I would like to talk about is entitlement programs, because now that they've cut so much money from the budget, they need to make up for it somewhere else. And you're going to be hearing about entitlement programs. And this is the second time I made this video, since it kind of went haywire the first time. But I brought this up first, and right after I did it and lost it, I started hearing it on the news. Entitlement programs. Paul Ryan is going after them. So really, really think about this tax bill. People came out and protested when Trump got elected, but I don't see much pushback on this, and I think we're not going to be very happy with it. But I guess we'll get to find out. Good luck, and talk to you next time. Bye-bye.